Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, this is Reggie School of Fashion. In one of my previous videos, I showed you guys how to make a Yoruba native cap known as Gobi. In case you've not watched this video, kindly take your time to watch it after watching this particular one. The link to the video is in the description box under this video. In today's video, I will be showing you how to make another Yoruba native cap, which is called Fila Abeti-Aja, meaning a dog-eared cap. Fila Abeti-Aja is a ceremonial cap in the western part of Nigeria, which can be worn for engagement ceremony, cultural festivals, and coronations. In this tutorial, you will be learning the measurements needed in cutting Abeti-Aja cap, the type of fabrics you can use in making this cap, and also the sewing parts of the tutorial. Consider subscribing if you are yet to do so that you will receive regular notifications whenever I upload a new video. I want to believe you guys are ready because I'm fully ready for you guys too. When making Abeti-Aja cap, you can use any fabrics of your choice. You can use African prints, which is what I will be using in this tutorial. So this is African print. You can use Aso Oke, you can use Guinea, you can use linen. So you can use any cotton material. Just make sure the fabrics is cotton. So, and because I'm using this African print, I will be needing a fusible interfacing, which will help the fabric to stay well. The standard measurements needed in making Abeti-Aja cap. The standard measurements needed in making Abeti-Aja cap is 6.5 for the width, while the fabric is on fold, which means I folded my fabric into two, like so. So while my fabric is on fold, I will measure 6.5 inches forward. This measurement is standard and it will work for all head circumference measurements. Okay, so which means if I open up my fabric, I will have 13 inches. Then for the length, I will be using 17 inches. This measurement also is standard. 17 inches. Okay, so this is the measurement I'll be using in cutting out the Abeti-Aja cap. Again, the width is 6.5 inches while the fabric is on fold, and the length is 17 inches. Then I'll cut it out. So this is what I have. Can you see? So then I will fold this back and use it to cut another pieces. So which means I will be needing two of this in making my cap. So these are the two pieces I will be needing in making Abeti-Aja cap. So this is the first piece. So this is from this head to this edge is 13 inches and the length is 17 inches. So when the fabric is on fold, I have 6.5 inches. So the next step is to hold my pieces like this. Don't forget, this is the way I folded when I was cutting out. From this edge to this edge, I have 6.5. Then the length is 17 inches. So this is the folded side. So I will open up my pieces now and fold it in an opposite direction. I folded like this before, earlier. So I folded like this earlier. So now I will open it up and fold it in an opposite direction, like so. Can you see what I have? So after refolding, the pieces will not be as long as the first one. So this is the first folding. So this is the first folding. So when I refold, this is what I have. So if I place this on it now, you can see it is wider than the first one and it is shorter than the first one. So I'll be doing the same thing on both pieces. I've refolded the first piece, then I will refold the second piece as well. So I'm folding in an opposite direction, like so. So this is what I have. Now I will take this to my ironing board and give it a good press in order to stabilize the fabrics. I've given my fabric a good press. As you can see, it's looking neat. So the next step is to open it up like so. I line it, the right side facing the right side. You can see I picked one piece out of the two. I have two pieces. This is one. I open it up. So then I'll be aligning it right side to face the right side. Then I will stitch on this edge, which is 0.5 for this piece, and I'll be doing the same thing on the second piece, like so. Right side facing the right side. So this is the first piece and this is the second piece. Now I'm stitching the second pieces of the cap. So the next step is to open up the seam allowance and give it a press, like so. So I'll be separating the two pieces and give it a press in order to open it up. So I'll be repeating the same process on the second piece as well. I've opened up the seam allowance and I gave it a good press, as you can see, on the two pieces. So the next step is to turn it inside out, like so. So I'll be pushing out the angle point. Then can you see this is how I joined, and I open it up like so. So I will now spread it in order to have a triangular shape. So this is the first piece. I will be repeating the same process on the second piece. So I will turn this to the right side like so. Push this outward. So this is how it looks when I was joining. Then I will open it up, spread it to have a triangular shape. Then I will take this back to my ironing board and give it a good press. So I've given my cap a press, as you can see. So this is what I have, and on the other side, this is how it looks like. So the two pieces are the same. So the next step is to shape the cap. So in shaping the cap, I will fold this into two. Like so. And I will make sure the two edges are aligned. So I folded it into two and I'm turning it upside down. So So here I'll be measuring 6 inches. So I'm taking it to the point I have 6 inches. Can you see what I have? Here I have 6 inches. Like so, then I'll mark the point. So I'll be shaping this. So I'm marking it with my chalk so that you can see it clearly. So can you see the shape I have? Like so. So I'll be cutting this out. So you can continue shaping until you have your desired shape. So I have a curvy shape now. Can you see? So I'll be cutting the 2 pieces together. If you cannot cut the 2 pieces together, you can cut out 1 piece first. Then use the second piece as a pattern to cut out the second piece. So now I've shaped my cap, as you can see. So let me explain this again. I took the 6 inches measurement from the point I can have my 6 inches around this side. I'm turning this cap. So this is a folded side, this is the center. So I place the tip of my measuring tape on the center, then extend it. You can see if I put it here, I have more than 6 inches. So I raised it up. I still don't have my 6 inches. So I'll be placing this until I have 6 inches. So at the point where I have 6 inches, so that is the point I marked to shape my cap, which is here. Then I'll be taking this down. I took it down in order to have something like a round shape, curvy effect, like so. So there's no rule that guides how you shape your cap. You can shape it anyhow you like it. So just make sure you have up to 6 inches here. But by the time you will finish shaping your cap, you will have like 3 to 3.5 inches at this area. At the bottom of the cap, you will have between 3 and 3.5 inches. So that is what you should have. So now I'm ready to cut out the shape. So from the 6 inches point downward to the bottom. In order for you to see the shape, see what I have. So after shaping, that is what I have for my cap. Can you see? So the next step is to align these 2 pieces. This is 1 piece for the cap and this is the second piece for the cap. As you can see, the 2 pieces I have here are not equal. This is shorter while this is longer. So I'll be cutting out another piece of fabric in order to cover up for the shorter one. I'll cut out this fabric and attach it to the shorter part of the cap in order for it to align with the longer one. I've cut out the pieces I'll be joining to the shorter part of the cap, as you can see. So I have 2 pieces here, one for this and one for the second piece. All you need to do is just cut out the amount of fabric you know it will be enough to cover up this shortage, like so. Once you place it on it, so you know the amount to cut out, so there is no rule or special thing in this. So after cutting out the pieces, then I'll be joining this to this, like so, right side facing the right side. So after joining, I will have it like so. So now I'm joining the second part of the cap together. So after joining, this is what I have. So can you see? So this is the pieces I joined to the shorter part. Now I have them equal. So look at the second piece as well. So the next step is to apply a top stitch in order to stabilize the seam allowance, after which I will trim down the pieces I have joined in order to have the same shape with the cap. So now I'm applying a top stitch. When you are making this type of cap, you must be very close to your ironing board. You iron step by step. After stitching these pieces, I ironed before applying my top stitch. So now I've top stitched and I'll be trimming the pieces I joined in order to align with the shape of the cap. So I have this settled now. Then I'll be repeating the same process on the second piece. Okay, so the next step is to fuse this fabric. I'm fusing the fabric because it is a light fabric. So if your fabric is not light, you can skip this step. So I'll be fusing this with a fusible interfacing, and it's going to be a fabric one that will last longer. So I've cut out the amount of fusible interfacing I will be using. As I said earlier, is a fabric one that will last longer. If you cannot afford using this, you can use a paper one. So I cut out the amounts that will cover up this cap. So, and this will be done on the wrong side of the cap. So which means I'll be turning this to the wrong side. Like so, and I will notch the upper part of my seam allowance in order to make it lay flat. Okay, so I'll open it up. Then place my visible interfacing. On the interfacing, you have the smooth side and you have the rough side. So this is the smooth side. The smooth side is where the gum is. So the smooth side is what I will be fusing on my fabric, like so. So, and I will apply it. It is what we fuse this to the fabric. So I'll be applying it in order to fuse the interfacing together with the fabric. So on this first piece, and I'll be doing the same thing on the second piece. So I've fused the cap, as you can see. So the next step is to turn this inside out. So which means the lining, so which means the interfacing will be going to the wrong side of the fabric. So I'll be doing this gently. Okay, so after turning, this is what I have. So can you see? So this is the first piece, and I'll be turning the second piece as well. So after turning the cap, this is what I have. Can you see? So this is for the two caps. So the next step is to join the two pieces together, and I will be aligning it right side facing the right side. So this is the joint side, this is the right side. So I will make the joint side align. As you can see, I have this separately, so I will open it up like so. I'm opening it up. So the second piece as well, I'll open it up. So this will go together with this. This is going together with this, while this part is going together with this part. So then I will be pinning the two together, this together with this first, then this together with this. Now I've pinned the two pieces together separately. As you can see, this side separate and this side separately. So the next step is to take the measurement of the edge circumference I'm using. So at this point, this measurement is needed at the center. So I will take the measurement of what I have here all together. First, I have 11.5, and I'll get the midpoint of 11.5, which is 5.75. So the half of 11.5 inches is 5.75. So in case you don't know how to locate 5.75 on your measuring tape, or you don't know how to read your measuring tape correctly, I have a video on how to read the measuring tape correctly, how to read the small lines you have on your measuring tape, how to convert the fraction values to decimal. After dividing your value with your calculator, whatever you get, how do you locate it on your measuring tape? So I have a well-detailed and explained video which will put you through on how to read your measuring tape without rounding up to the nearest value you are familiar with. So the link to the video will be available in the description box under this video. So after getting the midpoint, the edge circumference measurement I'm using is 22. 22 divided by 2, that is 11 inches. I divided 22 by 2 because I have two pieces pinned together here. So on the first piece, I need 11 inches. On the second piece, I need 11 inches. So here I will be needing 11 inches. So I'll be taking the measurement from this point towards the two sides. So half of 11 inches is 5.5. Then I will mark 11 inches point here. So from this point, I will stitch all around. I'm going around. like so. Then on the other side too, I'll come round, but I will leave like 3 to 4 inches open here. So that is the opening I will be using in turning the cap inside out. Now I'm stitching the other side of the cap. I've joined the two pieces of the cap together all around on both sides, as you can see, and this is the open side. I'll be using this opening in turning the cap inside out, but before then I'll place a notches all around the same allowance, so in order to make the turning easier. So now I'll be turning the cap inside out. So I'll be doing this gently because of the hard fusible interfacing I used. So before turning it completely, I will be closing the open side, like so. I'm folding the edges inward. Then I will make the two fabric meet and stitch from edge to edge. Now I'm closing the opening I used in turning the cap. So I've closed the opening. I can turn the cap completely. Can you see the Abeti-Aja cap looking beautiful? So I will give it a final press. After giving it a final press, I will top stitch all around the cap, and I'll be back to show you the final results. We've come to the end of this tutorial. So guys, if you find this tutorial helpful in one way or the other, kindly give it a thumbs up and also share with your soulmates. And let's meet in my next video where I will be dishing out another valuable content from a wealth of knowledge. Till then, always remember, there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs.